Welcome to Runecast. Thank you for joining me. Today, runesters and fellow rune travelers, we are going to put away the staves and the necklace, and we're going to talk a little bit about the words, the common words that we use that have their roots in the runes. So I'm going to spill out the runes here. I'm going to light a little sage. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the more common names that we have for the runes that we still use today. We may not even know that we use today. So here goes the sage. There's a lot of words that we use in our vocabulary today that have their basis in the runes, and you probably don't even realize it. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about it. Let me turn over some of these tiles, and I will kind of go over some of the things that I've discovered that are related to runic names. One of the most impressive ones is, and let me put these in order quickly. Perthel goes over here. Isa goes here. Isa, where do you go? You go right there. Manas. And I'm kind of counting these out. That's the 16th rune. This one is the 4th rune. That's the 5th rune. That's 7, 8. Ooh, we need to make room for Hagal. Hagal goes there. It's kind of showing you where they go. Uruz goes over here. Thurzaz goes 3rd. Lagus is 21. Rakano's 18. We need to leave room for Tiwaz. Tiwaz, where are you? There's Dagas that goes on the end. Oth, Ing, Tiwaz. We need to leave room for Manas, Kinaz, Fehu, all the way over here. Hagal. 9, 10. Here we go. And Ehwas goes there. Okay, so there's your rune row all set in order. Okay, the first thing you probably didn't know is that all of our days of the week come from the runic gods. So I'm going to share this book with you here. Scooch that over. Okay. This is Runic Astrology, another one by a favorite of mine, Nigel Pennick. So, in it, we know that we start with Tuesday in this calendar. Tuesday is the god Tyr's day. Woden's Wednesday, Thursday, Thor's day. Friday is Freya's day, or Frigg. Saturday belongs to Loki. Sunday is Suna, or Sol, the sun goddess. And Monday is Mani. So you can see pretty much every day of the week directly correlates with one of the ancient gods. And the names of the days of the week, when we say Tuesday, every time we say Tuesday, we are invoking the god Tyr because that day is named after him. Same for Wednesday. That's Woden's day or Odin's day. Thursday. How many times do you say Thursday? You didn't realize you were calling out to the 3rd rune, Thurzaz, or Thor, because that day is named after him. Friday, every day we say Friday, we're really calling out to the goddess Freya, and that's her day. Sunday, Suna. Every time you say the word sun, that name is for her, the goddess Suna. And Monday is Mani. So, yes, all the days of the week pretty much are named after gods from and goddesses from the old pantheon. And so it's important to recognize some of the words that we use. First one, which is very common, is Fehu. There's an old rune poem that starts out with, fee. Fihu, Fehu, the word fee for money. This rune connotates wealth and money. So the word fee is a descendant of this rune Fihu. When you're going to pay somebody a fee or Fehu, they were talking about, in ancient times, your wealth was in your herd of cattle. So when you were paying somebody a fee, you were transferring cattle. Thurazaz, of course, we talked about Thursday and the god Thor. Thunder directly connects to the word Thor and the rune Thurazaz. You probably didn't realize it, but that's why it's called thunder, because it's of Thor. Kinaz is a complicated one, a common word that we use for understanding. It's not used as much anymore, but the word keening, which means to understand or to know what you should not know. That goes back to Kinaz. Raidho often connotates the return journey. So our return, return is a word that starts with R. Gibo, our word for gift, comes from Gifu, another term for Gibo or Gifen. So when you give somebody a gift or say, I'm going to buy a gift, you're actually using a word that is derived from an ancient word for this rune. Incredible, right? And you guys, don't get hung up on the pronunciations of these, because the pronunciations have changed many, many, many times over the years. But it's just interesting to know. Let's take a look at Wunjo. Wunjo is happiness, right? And the completion of someone's will. It's often called win, our word win, like if you win something, winning something makes you happy. The word win is a descendant of the names for this rune, one of the alternate names. Hagalaz, I don't know, but Nathis is another one. Our word need. Sometimes this is considered the need fire or Nathis. It's something that's necessary. So you can see need, necessary. Those words that begin with N that we use in our language today are all derived from what this rune means. Amazing. Isa, ice. Of course, this means ice. And the word ice is, comes from an ancient word that, that this rune represents. Yira, we've already talked about it, but our word for the word year, this is the 12th rune in the row, and it means the cycle of time. So when we say year, we're actually talking, we're using a word that's descended from this rune. Ethwas, Pertho is more like mystery. I don't know any for that. Alkaz, sometimes it's pronounced Alkaz. And some people think that this represents the horns of the elk as it's lifted up, and it's trying to understand its surroundings. Suelu, the goddess Suna. Of course, we use her name every day when we talk about the sun. Tiwaz, Tyr, Tuesday. And that's embodied in this rune. Bacano, the birch tree is named after the goddess Birchta, which is also embodied in this rune. So when you say birch tree, you are actually using a word that goes all the way back to that goddess in that rune. Ehwas, this one is interesting because Ehwas represents the horse and rider in union, a partnership between animal and man. And Ehwas sounds very familiar to equus, the Latin word for horse. So you go think about that. Manaz, the introspective rune. When you're looking inward to each other, Manas, the word man is a descendant of the meaning of this rune. Lagus, there's probably a Latin word for water that starts with L. I can't think of it right now, but lagu means water and flow. Ing, of course, ing is goes throughout our language. Ing means fertility and harvest, but ing is used every day in our language. Hiking, Viking, it has royal connotations. Oath, or Othella, the word oath is a direct descendant of the meaning of this rune and this rune. And Dagas, dag, or the word day. Typically this rune represents twilight, dawn, or day. Those words that start with D all go back in time to this rune and its meaning, the transference between dusk and nighttime and day. Day, dawn, Dagas. So there you go. Just a few of the common words that we use every day that have runic connotations.